Welcome. Around this time last year, there was a phrase going on, and it was called defund the police. And I think we can move on from that and set our sights to another organization, which is the CW, and because that needs to be defunded. If you haven't known, there has been a Powerpuff Girls reboot or live adaptation, and this has been in the works for a while now. And we actually got our first glimpse of what the casting was for the girls and what they would look like and stuff like that, and them in costume. And I'm telling you, even before I saw any footage or any imagery or anything like that, as soon as I heard live action, I'm like, could it work? Yes. Oh, it's gonna be them grown up. Again, not my cup of tea. I wouldn't really go there, but can it work, or could it work? Yes, definitely. But soon as I heard that it was gonna be on the CW network, nope. I think I'm gonna start calling the CW network the J.J. Abrams of networks, because they are just notorious for taking existing properties that are perfectly fine the way they are and just running them into the ground, plain and simple. I used to be a big CW fan, or at least a fan of some of the properties that they had and some of the shows. Loved Arrow, big Flash guy, as I said before. Flash, specifically Wally West, is one of my favorite superheroes of all time. And yeah, those shows were great. Those shows were cool. I even was digging what was it, Legends of Tomorrow, for like a little bit when it first started off. But just after a while, like, all those shows just started to just like go downhill, whether it be from meaningless changes to just the CW just doing their thing, because they mostly cater towards a specific demographic, which all networks do, or all productions do. Nothing wrong with that. But their core audience is just, the teeny boppers and the tweens and the oh my god like kind of crowd. And again, like I said before, like with shows like Arrow and Flash, like, yeah, you still had that. You still had like that melodrama, just like, oh my god, will he fall in love with me? Will he not? Like, yeah, it's the CW. Like, you need to expect that. But it had balance before. You had, your balance of, that crap, like, in doses here and there, but you still had like your action. You still had classic comic book characters being brought to life, and good action and good storytelling. But after a while, like, they just get on this high, or whatever you want to call it, and then just have like the BS just completely oversaturate the whole storyline, the whole casting decisions, just everything. And yeah, so as far as just the idea of a live action Powerpuff Girls, especially them grown up, or at least in their, I don't know what they are, in their teens or young adult, early 20s, backed by the CW, no. it's gonna be trash from the get-go. And today, the script was actually leaked, and to be fair, they are saying that this is just an alleged script, but just judging by this dialogue, like, I have zero doubt whatsoever that this is actually, what they filmed and put out. Bubbles. Blossom's fine. I saw on her Insta that she got a boyfriend. I saw on her LinkedIn that she got it promoted. And I saw on her Facebook that she still talks to Grandpa despite their political differences. Buttercup. Coming back here is probably triggering for her. Bubbles. Why? 'Cause she's the one who killed Mojo? I mean, moveon.org.
Get the fuck out my face with that shit.
So just from that little snippet of conversation alone, let's see, you got poorly written dialogue. Seriously, like, you're really going with the whole 90s Valley Girl approach. I mean, I know girls born and raised in Huntington Beach that don't even talk like that, and they still even have a Valley Girl accent, if that's still a thing. But yeah, you have poorly written dialogue, you threw in politics in the mix, and you got just a bunch of buzz terms and like it. Like, come on, Buttercup, Bloss, wake up, or we'll leak your nudes everywhere. Off Bubbles confusion. That worked on you once. Really? See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is the product that they delivered. This is how they reimagine the Powerpuff Girls growing up. Because apparently it's supposed to be they're supposed to be based off of the girls from the original Cartoon Network cartoon, but it's them growing up, which is even more confusing because if you actually see the casting for all three of them, they're completely unrecognizable. Apparently the show has, or at least the pilot, has been brought back, and they're going to be doing a new pilot, like from scratch, like a whole reshoot apparently, and they're just going to have to rework it and stuff. And again, this is just something, well, at least that I kind of find surprising from the CW, because usually it's just like once they finish something, they're like, nah, we're gonna put it out. They might do a reshoot here or there, but like to redo the whole thing, that was surprising to me. But you know, again, this is just another classic example of just having the source material, which, by the way, like, just because you have the power to do something and have an opportunity doesn't mean you always need to do it. The Powerpuff Girls were just fine the way they were. Now, on the other hand, could an idea of the Powerpuff Girls live action and grown up, a little bit older, a little bit, you know, going into adulthood or womanhood, could it work? Yes, absolutely. Just with the right approach, the right idea, the right group of writers, and just you throw in some creativity in there, like, yes, it can work, hands down. But the CW has just been notoriously known for just, again, taking existing properties and just saying screw the source material, or just making characters do stuff and behave and act completely out of character from like how they were originally created. Nothing between the imagery that we've seen with the casting and nothing from this dialogue just speaks out Powerpuff Girls. I mean, nothing speaks out Blossom, nothing speaks out Buttercup, nothing speaks out Bubbles, and it's just weird. It's just a weird, bizarre thing. Like, even more weirder from CW standpoints. Like, they really double down on what they are notoriously known for. And again, that's just running franchises into the ground. But, you know, this is just all hilarious and just again, I have no words. The only thing that I would say that they actually do have going for them is the Superman and Lois show. Still haven't seen it yet, by the way, but I've heard nothing but good things. That's been really, really killing it. So I still haven't meaning to check that out, but other than that, like, I have checked out of the CW for a while now. And it's a shame because they did have some good shows. They, at one point, like, people were saying like, yo, the shows were doing like way better than the movies at the time, for the DCEU. But again, like, just with that, and then aside from just the superhero stuff, like shows like Riverdale, and I think they did like didn't they do like an adaptation of Nancy Drew for a series there? It's just they constantly are focused on making stuff not for the original demographic, but for their core demographic. We're gonna again taking existing things and reworking it just so it fits like this said group of people. But what about the original said group of people that actually made the property poppin' to begin with? Like, it just makes no sense. But yeah, again, other than that, like, it's just been a dumpster fire, and I just don't understand how they still keep getting the money to produce garbage like this continuously. But yeah, defund the CW network.